Yeah, after a while, the guys decided it wasn't too bad after all. Because I didn't ever ask the guys to load my cattle or help me any way with the cattle. But I did expect them to open a door for me. And they did. They were really, all of them treated me really good. And, but at the end, the auctioneer and the ringmen, if I wanted something, they'd say, "I've got Joanne." Nobody bid against me. I was really, honest to God. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Or if it was my calves that I brought back, they just found all kinds of bids in the attic. And yeah, they made sure that I made it. Yeah, they really were. At Thanksgiving, I was in the middle of cooking a big dinner, and he wanted to know if I would be interested in running cattle on 300 acres. I'm like, wow, what an opportunity. And yeah, and it was, we lived in Parker, it was just across I-25, that whole mountain was, yeah, my gosh, my dream came true. I could have my own ranch. But what I didn't know is you really don't look at a fence with binoculars. Fencing around that place was not good. But George helped me, and we had to really fix a lot of fences and stuff. But the deal was, and I couldn't figure it out at first, that he would pay for the cows, anything that I bought, and any profit was mine. And it worked out. I thought, man, this is great. And the reason he was doing it, he had a lot of money, but it was a wonderful tax write-off for that man.
Right.
If you kept a place in agriculture, the taxes became totally nothing. And that's where I came in for him. But he didn't know what to do. I mean, he was really admiring what I did too. But I'd go and I'd buy cows. Then I got to buy pregnant cows. I didn't have to bottle feed anymore. I'd buy the pregnant cows and bring them home and let them have their babies. And it was just so wonderful to be able to do that. And I didn't ride a horse. They couldn't believe that. But in my truck, the cattle knew it. After a while, I'd take pellets and feed them, spoil them real quick. And they'd hear my truck coming, and here they'd come. And before long, I bought a set of stock racks, portable stock racks. And I could stop my truck and trailer and jump out and build a little corral really quick with these portable pins. And back my trailer hooked to that, and before long, I was in Fort Collins with a load. Yeah.
All by yourself.
All by myself. I could do that. The ranch. And the ones right before it close the highway, I saw they had a bunch of cowboys out there, and they were really having a roundup. So I stopped and I said, "Can you get my cow out of that whole mess?" And they said, "Sure." So I had to unload all of those baby goats, put them in the front in the cab of the truck with me, so I could open the end gate, let that cow hopefully get in there. They finally got her up there and got her in there, and she damn near tore my trailer apart. She was the meanest thing you ever met. So anyhow, then I got all these goats. Well, I'm driving up the road, and I couldn't put her in the front. She would not move up to the front of the trailer. So here I go up the road, and my trailer's going like this because all the weight was on the end of the trailer. The back of the trailer. And so I stopped in front of, and it would happen to be a State Farm place where I stopped, and I'm sorting goats and trying to gift the goats, and it's a wonder it didn't make the newspaper. Trying to make a place for me to drive. And I couldn't get that cow. She still would not move up to the front. So finally I made it to Fort Collins and unloaded her. I looked out there, and everybody's standing up on top of the fence. I'm like, what? She had put everybody, that cow and she knocked everybody up, you know, and they're all getting out of her way, boy. So I would go on into the sale and sitting by this guy. I never saw him before. And pretty soon I looked down, here come my cow. She walked as nice as she could be. And they give a big speech about how she's been preg tested. Well, you know, nobody got near enough to test her. Oh, and then, so I look at this guy's bidding on her. Oh my God, oh no. And she looks so beautiful. And he bought her.
So, you lost some cattle?
Oh yeah. I became a livestock distributor. Yeah, it was in the middle of December, and I'd gone to Lyman for cattle, and the weather was kind of Colorado, like snowy and stuff, but I thought, if I get there, you know, then hurry up and get right back, I'll be all right. So I bought a load of cattle, coming back, and it was snowing, and a car comes by me, and he's pointing, and I'm like, what? And so he got me to stop. Well, the cattle were sliding out from under the India. Because they slipped. I lost 4 big steers. Out in the middle of nowhere, out of Lyman. Oh yeah. and
you lost it. I mean,
I fell out. I fell.
Yeah, but they never. Did you ever see him again?
Yeah, it took a long time. But I got Ray and some of his friends come out there in horses. And, we looked and looked and looked for it. But the good thing about having the livestock license and the brand inspector, nobody could have taken that cow and butchered it even without having the brand papers on. So, well, we caught 3 of them eventually. Took a long time. They were pretty beat up, boy. I took 3 of them to the guy I bought them for at a feedlot. These were bigger cows, not baby cows. And, oh God, they were beat up. They looked terrible. And what happened? I couldn't. And they, because I'd bring them in one at a time. Wherever we'd find one. But he was pretty nice about it. He said, I'll give you what you paid for them, but there ain't no commission on these. But Christmas Eve, I got a phone call that they had found my last cow.
Oh,
So
what a gift.
Christmas. Yeah. Life of a livestock dealer.